Today's story is about John Gun, the culprit and the oldest death row inmate in South Korea, involved in two consecutive incidents in a small coastal village on August 29, 2007. The police received a missing people report. It was about a young couple who had gone to see the sea 2 days earlier and had not returned home yet. Their family tried contacting them via their cell phones, but received no response, raising concerns. On August 31, 2007, the body of woman was discovered by a fishing boat, and 2 days later, the body of man was found near pier. The discovered bodies were those of a couple who have been reported missing a few days ago. The place where they were found is a small village in Bosong County, South Korea, known for picturesque coastal town. The police examined the bodies and found that the woman's body was clean with no visible trauma, but the man's body had hit evidence of being stabbed by something sharp, and his ankle was broken. Faced with this puzzling situation and unable to find evidence of murder, the police investigation veered off course, leading to an absurd conclusion of falling to death. The police were going to close the case, however. The Baozone police looked into the last phone call made by the deceased woman, and it turned out that the last call was to emergency services, 119. She made 4 calls, but they were cut off quickly. Although the call was disconnected quickly, the sound that came through the cell phone was recorded and stored. Later, the police downloaded the files from that phone call to investigate the recorded sound and heard the sound of a boat's engine and the faint voice of a person. The police concluded that the victim must have urgently requested rescue from the boat, started their investigation around the location of the last call, the beach, and found CCTV footage showing the young couple heading to the pier. However, it was uncertain whether they had boarded the boat, and there were no witnesses, making the investigation challenging. 2007. While the police were still investigating, 2 women were found dead on the beach. The body of the 2 women was also retrieved from the sea. The condition of the second victims clearly indicated foul play, prompting the police to initiate an immediate investigation. The quiet town was now shaken with fear, as 4 people had died on the beach within a month. The police focused on finding witness, and luckily, one witness came forward. The witness claimed to have seen the 2 deceased women getting on a boat. Police went to the owner of the boat, mentioned by the witness. The police immediately arrested the owner of the boat, 73-year-old Oh Jong-gun. Initially, he denied any involvement, claiming he was too old and weak to harm young women. But the police continued to interrogate him, and he eventually confessed that it was an accident. He asserted that one woman accidentally fell into the sea while walking on the boat, and the other woman attempted to rescue her friend, but also fell into the water. He alleged his rescue efforts were unsuccessful. The police didn't believe his words and continued with the investigation. While the police continue their investigation in search of decisive evidence, another witness came forward. The witness showed the police the text message on her cell phone and said, "I am the person who lent the phone earlier. I got trapped on a boat. Please call the police." The witness explains that she had gone to the beach with her husband, but her husband disappeared, and when she tried to call him, she realized he had her phone. She saw 2 women nearby and asked one of them to lend her a phone so she could call her husband. A few hours later, she received the message from the person who lent her the phone. She saw the message much later and didn't consider it very important, so she didn't report it to the police separately. However, after hearing about the incident in the news, she said that she realized the message had been sent by the deceased woman. The person who lent her the phone was one of the victims. The victim sought help from the witness. Because the victim could not get through to the police with her own phone, he admitted taking victims on the boat, and he only had the intention of touching them. Year-old and Soya, 23-year-old nurse, arrived at Bosong Beach for a vacation during their time off. In the meantime, was a fisherman feeling confident that he had not been caught by the police, spotted these 2 women while searching for potential victims. He cunningly offered the two women a free boat ride, and innocent parents of him made the women unsuspecting of any danger. Enticed by him, the two women boarded the boat and they set sail into the sea. However, once they reached the remote spot far from the coast, he revealed his true intentions. He suddenly changed his demeanor. He started staring at the woman and approached him. One of the women forcibly broke her breast, attempting to molest her. In response, the terrified woman loudly protested, asking him what he was doing, telling him to stop, and they got into a physical fight. During the struggle, he pushed Troy into the sea. "Can you use your phone?"